Hey, what's up everybody? This is a custom Wreckreation RC truck. This was made by Chucky Pauken, who is the driver of Excalibur Monster Truck. He completely 3D printed this body himself. It looks incredible. He did an amazing job. He's kind of a mad scientist when it comes to 3D printing. I've seen some of his work before and it's always awesome. But anyway, he did a really good job on this. He did such a good job, in fact, that they want to reproduce it. So that's where we're going to come in. What we're going to do is turn this into a mold. That way we can make copies of it. In order to do that, we need to get this thing in the computer, just like any other monster truck, so that we can work from there and design the mold that way. The reason we need to scan this is because this truck never existed as a 3D model to begin with. The original truck, we did build the body, but it was all made kind of by hand for the most part. Usually when we make a truck, like Kraken for instance, that starts as a sketch, then it turns into a 3D model, and then that 3D model becomes a mold. And then we make the parts out of that. That's not what happened with Wreckreation. Wreckreation was, we had a time crunch, and we had to get it done before World Finals so it can be revealed. And we just had to work with what we had and kind of make it happen. So the original truck was designed by Jason Becker, which is Master of Faster. I'll put his link in the description. You should check him out. He does some amazing work. You're probably familiar with him already, but in case you're not, go check him out. He designed this truck, and everybody liked it so much that it was like, let's not change anything. Let's kind of just make the truck look like the drawings. So he provided us with drawings, and whatever measurements we could gather from that, we did. And we just said, all right, let's just go for it, man. So the way we did it was, the cab and the front clip on this were existing molds that we already had at US Body. US Body is our sister company, and they make body parts for cars. Like if you needed a Chevy fender, you could go there, buy it, and we'd ship it to you. So these parts, we already had molds for these parts of this truck. The only adjustments we needed to make for them was we needed to change the front grille and lights area. And so that was the only part of this truck actually that did start in the computer. So what we did was we scanned the front of the part, then we scanned an actual grille and set of headlights and everything from the real vehicle, and then we made a digital model of that and made it in such a way that it would accept the decals for the headlight and for the front grille. So that part, once it was made out of fiberglass, was grafted onto the front of the clip. The rear part, the actual camper itself, it was a whole different story. Again, all we had was some drawings and some basic measurements that we derived based on the size of the truck and the drawing. Kind of used some Photoshop magic and some 3D magic to come to an agreement on what these dimensions should be. So Aaron took those dimensions, grabbed a stack of 2x4s and some nails, and just went to town building a structure that would eventually become this camper. And he did all that, again, very quickly within a couple of days, because this thing had to be made and put onto a chassis, you know. And we actually got a hold of an original side panel from an old camper like this from the 70s, and we used that, and we made a mold off that panel, and then used that to make the actual truck. So it's actually pretty legit. And the other reason we need to scan this one is because it's being shipped off tomorrow. Tomfoolery Motorsports occasionally have contests, and on the contest you can win cool prizes like this one. By the way, I suggest going and subscribing to them, because if this is the caliber of prize you're going to be getting, then I would definitely subscribe in case they do this again. Also, there are a bunch of cool people, really cool follow, so I'll put a link in the description. And so now that we got this scan, the next step is going to be to scan the chassis itself, which I have another one that I'm going to scan because this one's going to be leaving us. And then we're going to rebuild the chassis and rebuild the body so we can have the perfect fit when we actually make the parts. By the way, big shout out to Creaform, who just refurbished our beautiful Handyscan 700 scanner, which we've had since we started. And this thing's been around for years now, and it's still totally killing it. Every now and then these things have to be calibrated, and so they were nice enough to do that for us, and just wanted to give a shout out to them because this thing's awesome. Also, this is going to be the first in a series of videos about this, so if you like this content, make sure you hit that bell so you get the notification. Also, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.